Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you all about my experience meeting NIALL HORAN. I hope you enjoy. Today is the first time that I'm going to do TEATALK, and what it is, I'll explain. I hit myself in the face. What tea time is exactly, I will tell in the end of the video. For now, I hope you enjoy my story about me meeting NIALL. So, I went to London because my NIALL meeting was in London, so I traveled to London, checked into my hostel, and then walked around for a bit. After that I met up with two friends and we had Nando's, as you do before you meet NIALL. It was really nice. I had the halloumi and portobello burger because I'm a vegetarian. And then after we did that, I went to bed, worked on my coursework for a bit, and then the next day was the day I was meeting NIALL. So I was kind of nervous about meeting him because it was the first time I had a meet and greet in my life. So I was really excited, and we went to queue at around 10-ish. I went there at 10. And then I hung out with some friends. We went inside the venue and we collected our meet and greet VIP stuff. So we received a wristband for the meet and greet saying NIALL HORAN meet and greet. And we also received this lanyard, and it's gorgeous. It says NIALL HORAN VIP meet and greet. So after collecting our stuff, we were let inside for another queue before we were let inside to the actual soundcheck. So when we went into soundcheck, it was supposed to be 50-50 for the front row for soundcheck and meet and greet, but it didn't really work that way. Luckily I still managed to grab myself some barrier, so I was front row for that part. And NIALL was playing his guitar and he was telling us like, oh, I'm so sorry it's taking so long. And I literally said, I don't mind, because I enjoyed watching him play his guitar. So he literally went like, and I was like, I don't mind, I enjoy it. And he was like, okay. And then that interaction made me so nervous for my meet and greet, but like after it was fine. We enjoyed the songs, he answered some questions, and after that it was time to go into the actual queue for the meet and greet. We went up and like the queue got so fast and I was so scared that I wasn't all the way in the back in the start, but I went all the way to the back because I was this nervous. So when we actually went up there for meeting him, the guy next to him was like, are you okay? And I was like, as okay as I'll ever be, because I'm shaking at that point. So I went in there and asked NIALL for a hug because I wanted to respect his personal space. And he was like, yeah, sure, come here. So I gave him a hug and the hug was so good. So after that, we were talking about poses for the picture. So I asked him if we could do a hugging pose. And he was like, yeah, sure. So I had my chocolate, which I bought for him. I still had it in my hand with like my note with my joke on it. So I literally handed it to the guy like, I don't want this on my picture. And then I hugged him again. But when we were hugging, and as you can see in my picture, I'll put it here, we were quite close. And then he asked me, oh, where are you from? And he turned his head to me and stuff. And that was so, like his face was so close to mine. I was so nervous, but I survived it. So yeah. And then he was like, oh, it's chocolate, and I explained what it was. And then he wanted to grab my paper, but I was like, no, it's a joke. So I explained him that my cousin's boyfriend is actually from Ireland. So I told him, yeah, I prepared this joke and I wrote it down in case I got too nervous and forgot. But I actually managed to tell him the joke. About halfway through, this guy from, I think it was security, was like, oh, he was talking, and I looked at him because I thought I had to leave. And then he was like, no, I think I know the joke. And then NIALL said, like, carry on. So when I started off the joke, it's about like an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotsman. And NIALL said, oh, they walk into a bar. And I was like, no, for once they don't. So that he laughed at that already. And then I had told him the joke, and he was like so encouraging and calming, and he made me feel so comfortable. So I told him the joke, and he did like the typical NIALL laugh where he throws his head back and just like laughs, and it was so good. And he was like, oh, that's so good. So yeah, that was literally like one of the best experiences of my life because I did that. So after that, Niall went in for a picture. He was like, no, we still need to take the picture. And I almost got another picture, but then the guy who took the pictures was like, no, she already has a picture. So I had to leave, and then I thanked him again for the experience, and I wished him luck, and he was like, oh no, thank you for telling me that joke. And I gave him another hug, and it was so good. But then I had to leave, so yeah, that was it. I took my poster, and then we went to the next queue for the actual concert. So we went to the concert. I was like 4th row in the middle. Yeah, the concert was really good. I'll pop in some videos if you want to watch it. I hope when you do go to this concert, you'll have as good as the experience as I have. And if you already went there, comment down below how your experience was, because I'm very curious, and I hope you all had the same good experience as I did. I just wanted to shortly tell you about a new concept. It's inspired by Kayla Nicholson, who does Coffee Talk, and I called it Tea Talk because I like tea more. But yeah, it's just me ranting to the camera like this about all kinds of things. For now it's my NIALL meet and greet, but next time it might be something else. Please let me know what you think of this kind of video, and if you would like to see more of these videos afterwards or more vlogs. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next week. Bye. This comes for higher, even if we're just dancing in the dark.